Here's an excerpt from a leaked email from United CEO to employees. Here's the quote. He, that is the passenger, was approached a few more times after that in order to gain his compliance to come off the aircraft. And each time he refused and became more and more disruptive and belligerent. I think there are going to be consequences from this. I would suspect that the airlines are taking a look at overbooking. I think maybe the CEO's job is threatened, and airlines have become the most unpopular industry, second only perhaps to lawyers and politicians. Can you guess?
I wasn't expecting that intro.
Didn't even introduce the guy, and he's here. Wait a second. Now, when I buy an airline ticket, I think I'm buying a contract.
Yes, you are.
And that contract says I can be removed from the flight, not once I'm on board, but I can be denied access to the flight if they've overbooked. They can do that.
Correct.
Legitimately.
But once they put you in that seat, you have an absolute right to stay there, as long as you're complying with the rules of civility, which this fellow was. The argument that he was belligerent is belied by the tape, which shows him being pliant. He's screaming because he's in pain, because they struck him and beat him about the face, and he's bleeding as they drag him out. So we have the violation of a contract, which obviously gives right to a lawsuit for whatever his damages are. We have not overbooking. We have the wish to replace fee-paying passengers with non-paying United employees who need to get from one city to the next, who very easily could have gotten to the next city on another flight or by another means. And then we have the gross overreaction by the police and the use of force in a case where it's absolutely not indicated. The police do not exist to be the pawns of private people to resolve their disputes.
Well, okay, first of all, it was not the Chicago Police Department. It was not their staff.
I'm not sure what police it was.
It's described as an aviation, what have I got here? An aviation security officer. And he's been placed on leave. And secondly, Judge, I don't believe that the aviation security officer struck the passenger. He may have struck his head on the way out.
Yes.
But look at this from the passenger's point of view for a second.
Oh,
forget the legalism. I mean, if I bought a ticket to get on a plane, I bought it, I paid for it, I've been through security, and I'm sitting on that plane, there is no way on God's green earth that I should be asked to get up and leave.
Look, if they interrogate you while you're sitting there and have reason to believe that you pose a danger to the flight, that's a different story.
Different story.
How was this guy chosen? By an algorithm, by some computer decided whatever human being was in that seat had to go. That profoundly violates their agreement with the passenger. But I am harsh on this police force, whatever it is. I don't know if it's a federal force or a local force, because the police should not be in the business of using force unless a crime is being committed. And politely sitting on a seat where the airline says you don't belong and you have every right to be there is not a crime and does not call for police use of force.
I'm with you all the way.